Next up was on my list that I chose for everybody, Fantastic Four. I really hope this is good as well.
So does Marvel, because
Yeah,
they
it
really
really
needed
does.
to be. Have you seen the full title for the movie?
It's
Fantastic Four First Steps.
First
actually.
Steps, which is like, it's a bit of a lame title. And also, I see
It's
what you're
kinda
trying to do
childish.
there. It's
Yeah.
very childish, and I think what they're really, really trying to do is tell everyone that you can get into this as like a standalone. It's you're effectively your first introduction to a new, at least, branch of the franchise, so you don't have to worry if you skipped sensibly everything Marvel has shat out for the last 5 years. You will still be able to understand this movie, which I think is what they're angling for. But it's probably not healthy that a franchise they have tried several times and has failed several times is now one of their biggest hopes to not fail. It will be interesting. I'm with you. I think it would be great if this were successful, but it never has been. And
never been super popular. Like, not even like the cartoons or anything. Like the X-Men was super popular in the 90s. The Avengers had their time with the MCU and everything, but there's never been a time where the Fantastic Four were in the forefront that I can even think of.
The Fantastic Four kind of remind me of Superman because I feel like everyone knows who Superman is. Not everyone knows who Fantastic Four is on that level, but he's just never really been that popular. His movies don't make $1 billion. They had to put Batman in the sequel to Man of Steel to hope to, and it still didn't crack $1 billion.
Can I ask a question if any of you guys are like familiar with like the comic lore or anything? But aside from, because I know Fantastic Four has some really overpowered villains that the MCU can take advantage of, but like what other doors does introducing these characters into the MCU offer the whole universe? Like what else can they explore in film with the Fantastic Four?
Well, like you mentioned, the villains they're really good in the right hands. I always thought Fantastic Four was cringe as fuck. I avoided their comics like the plague, but a writer I enjoy, he got his hands on them like 15 years ago. His name's Jonathan Hickman, and he's kind of the guy that's written all the comic books that they're trying to adapt at this point, like the Secret Wars one coming up. That is going to be his version of Secret Wars that he did about 10 years ago. And he got his hands on Fantastic Four, and he made Doctor Doom, in my opinion, the most badass, coolest, nuanced villain in comic book lore. He really showed me why that character is there's so much depth to him. And
Gotcha.
if they are following Jonathan Hickman's path, it would be his Fantastic Four they're trying to adapt, at least, in some capacity, to lead into his Secret Wars.
Haven't they made Silver Surfer a girl?
Yep.
Yeah. So, one step back.
There you go.
Is that an iteration of the Silver Surfer, or is it the actual Silver Surfer?
No, there was one fucking page of one like random comic book where there was a female Silver Surfer once.
And they found that, and they're going to use that as, of course, that's how it is.
That'll be the
anyone who
shield
knows
for why it's okay.
Anyone who's familiar with Silver Surfer knows it's a dude. It's just like, and they even had him in the movie in one of the it was like 15 years ago. One of the just
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, that one. I don't. Remember, it was probably shit, but I remember enjoying watching.
It was dog shit.
Yeah,
dog shit. He was voiced by Morpheus.
He is a really cool character, though.
Okay.
And like I was gonna say about Doctor Doom, all you need to know about him is Vader was like Doctor Doom was one of the inspirations for Vader. Am I correct? Is that how it went?
It looks about right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's that's true. But someone in the chat correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's
the visual test.
He's a fantastic character and so much potential with him. But I don't know, man. I've like I said, like Cynic said, I've never really been a fan of these guys. They've just always come off kind of lame to me. Well, where the Avengers really earned their position,
Gotcha.
Isn't Doom in the Avengers film played by Robbie Downey Jr.?
Yes. Well, I mean, that apparently that's a variation. Like my husband was trying to explain this to me because he's a huge Doctor Doom fan, and it's just like it's an iteration that they're probably using Robert Downey Jr. for, and that's not going to be the actual Doctor Doom that you see for the majority of the MCU.
Stupid.
Yeah, like what are we doing here? It's just
I thought they'd signed Robert Downey Jr. for multiple films though, because they've given him like a truckload of money and his own private airplane. So I would be surprised if they didn't use him in that role for a while.
Well, my thinking was they sign him back on because then they can have Iron Man come back for a few movies on top of that.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like
of course, it's just a cheat code to bring him back.
Yeah.
Right. I fucking called this 2 years ago. I called this that they're going to they were going to figure out a way to get Iron Man and Captain America back, and they are. There's no way they're going to have Chris Evans and RDJ in a movie and not have them play their most iconic roles also.
This means I've been like for 5 years now, even longer than that. I've been like seeing online discussions about this is what you do. You wait 5 years, you bring RDJ back, and you make $1 billion. We all knew that was going to happen. I just thought they would have a better plan than this. Like what? Like,
well, the reason why they
desperate.
brought him back. The reason why they brought him back is because what's his face, the Kang, wouldn't stop hitting his girlfriend.
Have you seen the video of him getting chased through the street? Like, if there's a video of them like fighting in the street, and he runs away, and you see this girl chase him down the block. For some reason, there's cameras following them all the way. It's hilarious. Someone
find out the South Park thing where Tiger Woods gets chased by his girlfriend, where like wielding a golf club. It's basically that.
Yes, footage. You legit see her struggle to catch. There's no way she's catching his big black ass. No way. Like he's out. It's so fucking funny. Someone find that footage, man. Oh man.
I just like the way Kevin Feige said that was the plan. Listen, Kang's gonna hit his girlfriend, then we get Robbie Downey Jr. in.
Can you imagine like all the plans they had with Kang? They had like 17 versions of this dude, and then he comes up and starts smacking his girlfriend and screws.
It's the post-credit scene for, isn't it? The post-credits for Ant-Man 3 is like the whole multiverse of the Council of Kangs or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Like so many of them, and none of them can now be used because they can't recast him for some reason.
They picked the wrong variant. They picked the one that's an abuser.
And if anyone saw Loki season 2, like there's at least at least 4 or 5 different performances from Kang in just that show alone, and they're all terrible. Like he's just like, I don't know what they were thinking with this approach, like Clown Kang, Chad Kang, Goofy Kang. Like,
well, they decided to make the next big multiversal anchor being villain a guy who dies and gets beaten in all kinds of embarrassing ways in every single instance we see him, culminating with him being beaten by fucking ants. Like, ways to big up communist ants, the worst kind of ants. Ways to big up like your next big threat. So it's fine. Bugs will take care of him.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Hank Pym said, "Oh, I know communism's a bad word, but you got to look at all these ants and how good they have it."
It's insane, man. That movie.
He wants us to fucking be bugs.
You would think they learned from Kylo not to completely shit on your villain in like the first movie, and to do it again in the second one. Like, what are you gonna do by then? Like Kang.
So
the advantage they have with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom or whatever the fuck his character's name is, that they won't. I don't think they'll make that mistake again, because I don't think he would allow them to make his character that pathetic.
Yeah.
So the best case scenario, and it's still the cheap scenario where they just monetize a well-known name because they've run out of ideas, is that he plays a long-running villain who is a really serious threat on the level of Thanos, portrayed as competently as Thanos, and that at least could tie things together. The even more worst case scenario is going to be that they make him Iron Man again, and the end of the multiverse arc, when it will be like they'll some fucking bullshit device which closes the multiversal time travel portal dynamic, and he sacrifices himself as Iron Man to close and save all of the universes, and it will be like Endgame all over again. I can see them doing that because that's so cheap.
Ruin everything that they have achieved in Endgame, because for all the faults of Endgame, Tony's story is decently intact. A lot of people at least enjoyed like his part of it. If you're gonna shit on that, you're just completely out of touch with reality. Like, that dude built this for you. Don't screw up his story.
Isn't insane. Chris Evans possibly coming back as evil Captain America?
He's coming back. He's coming back no matter what, because what has he done since? Like, Robert RDJ, didn't he win an Oscar? And what
he did. So I feel like that freed Robert Downey Jr. to just be like, all right, I'm gonna make a lot of fucking money now. That's my plan. I have my respect because I have my Oscar, and I'm moving back on.
Exactly.
Backwards rather.
And what did Chris do? He did Lightyear or something, and like
Red One, guys. Great movie.
He was also in those amazing Rian Johnson Knives Out movies, wasn't he?
Yes.
Well, he was in one of them.
He was actually fun in the first one. He was the only fun part of the first one, the acting. Like, I do like him cussing out the room, but that movie is so stupid. Ryan is
yes.
But is there? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think he's a great Captain America, but other than that, he's an okay actor.
No, I totally agree. Is there? So I know this takes place in like the 60s, but is there any other plot premise available for Fantastic Four?
Galactus is in it.
That's it.
Pretty much. That's all I know.
Okay, bit premature to introduce Galactus that soon, isn't it?
How are you going to talk to him? He's
Yell.
fucking massive.
Like, hey.
Just he seems like a villain you want to hang on to for a
They better
little
not,
bit longer.
yeah, they better not screw that up because he is an awesome character.
He's gonna look
He could
weird
be-
in his giant chair.
Yeah. Better question is, when is the Pedro fatigue gonna kick in for people? Because I like Drinker wants to slit this guy's throat. Like there's so many people that are just
Well,
done.
as soon as this
Like,
image
where
came
do
on
you guys go?
screen, there was someone in chat who just said, "Oh, for fuck's sake, is that Pedro again?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!" Which I think is a lot of
Yeah.
people's response at this point. He's not a bad actor. It's
No,
just
actually
he's
a good
in
one.
everything.
Yeah. Oberyn and Max Power in Wonder Woman 1984. Like, I'd say those are my two favorite performances of his, and he is really talented. They're just pushing him way too much, and it's like I think he's harming himself with that. I hope he's making money, good for him, but I think he's
Why
harming.
is it in
No?
Hollywood they always say we need more diversity, but if you're Latin, you only have like 2 actors.
It's
It's
crazy.
true.
No, they have Lucy Liu and Michelle Yeoh if you're Asian.
Yeah,
That's
Asian.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Asian
it.
got
Just do
1 or
them.
2 more. You got
Oh no, we have
Cynic with it.
Aquafina. We have Aquafina
Oh,
for the Asians
Christ.
as well.
I saw her and John Cena in a comedy is what it was called Money Shot.
It was so
And I-
bad. Oh my
Have you
goodness.
seen it?
Yes, I have. I wanted
Why?
to tear my face off like 20 minutes into the film.
Well, I lost the controller, so I couldn't actually turn the TV off. So I accidentally watched it.
You accidentally watched a 90-minute movie.
Well, I looked around the house. I kept walking in and out the room, and I went, "For fuck's sake, is this still going?"
So there's no hype for Fantastic Four then for anyone but Cynic.
Probably not. It sounds like it's one of those. I would like it to be good. Apparently, it's not actually the 60s. It's a 1960s inspired retro futuristic Earth, which you can do fun things with. I like that aesthetic.
Wait,
And
it the
Galactus
future?
is in it, and yeah, so it's technically the future, but it looks like the past. So it's a little
Is
bit
it
like
this
Fallout.
universe or another one?
It's going to be another universe. So at some point in the medium-term future, they'll find a way to cross them over, probably along with the X-Men if they start in a new universe as well. So there'll be that will be the Crisis on Secret Invasion of Earth or whatever the fuck it's called.
So,
So,
this is the new universe everyone's moving over to.
Either that or everyone moves over from these new universes into our universe. But there will
Our
definitely be
universe is
some.
fucked.
Are they going to
know, I
use
mean,
the
it's-
one they showed at the end of the Marvels, like where they showed the X-Men? Are they going to be doing in that universe? Or
Well,
like, I
I
don't
mean,
even know
in
where the
theory, yes, right? Because like Monica Rambeau yeets herself in this universe for no reason to close the portal that she could close from either side, but she decides that she doesn't want to. She's in a new universe where she meets a mum who isn't her mum because it's some X-Men derivative character I don't know the name of, and
Mhm.
Beast is in it. So that's a different universe, which I assume is a different one again from Fantastic Four. They might be the same, but I don't think they are. And I lose track after 4 or 5 universes, to be honest.
Wasn't the
Like,
whole point like one of the oh sorry, go ahead, Jedi.
No, just one quick comment is just the
Mhm.
fact that we're going into these films and we don't even know what fucking universe they're in. Like, this is when you've lost the plot. It's just
Right.
Yeah.
what happened
Because-
to, like, just a knife fight in the street with Bucky and Cap. It's just simple, man. Simple. Take it back to the basics, street level. I'm tired. I'm so
Well, like
tired. Marvel.
that was one of the things that there we go. Deadpool and Wolverine did, right? It was like that bottleneck. So it's like, oh, here's like kind of the end point now of everything you've seen so far. We're going to be the bottleneck, and now you can see, because there were all those screens that showed the different universes, right, and the different timelines. So isn't the whole point now that you can do anything and anything is possible or real or still happening?
Ugh,
So
it's
you can have any universe happen in all of these movies, and they really only have to like cross paths when they decide to do an Avengers film.
Pretty much.
That's what's gonna happen.
But the main problem is that Loki season 2, Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange Mom, and I
Mhm.
think Endgame all have different rules for how the multiverse work, including
Yes.
incursions and a whole bunch of horse shit.
Mhm.
It'll hurt your brain to even.
I gave up on Loki season 2, but didn't Loki recreate? Because there's like they invent Loki season 1 invents this sacred timeline, and then that gets broken. But doesn't he remake it at the end of Loki season 2 or something
He
along those
becomes
lines?
a tree, and he's like
just
in the middle. He's the center of the universe, and he's like the most important person in all of Marvel.
Yeah,
He's
all
like
timelines
of all
come off him.
timelines come out of his ass. He's just
So he's just a giant fucking battery for the
I would
universe.
it's so.
So if
I
we
would highly
find-
recommend the EFAP TV on, like, everyone skip Loki season 2, but we did our best to try to break down what the fuck was going on.
But it
and
does mean,
was
right, if we
good job.
find Loki and we kill him, then this all ends because he is the tree at the center of it all. So at least there's one very quick and efficient way to finish everything. I hope they
And
do
are
that.
the timelines just his pubes? You just move
Yeah.
from one hair to the other.
Pretty much.
That's it. That's where we're at.
Because
No,
that's
the
what it
TV
feels like.
Run the fucking MCU.
That
with
means
the
that the
ass hair of
TVA's
Loki.
job is literally then to prune his pubes, isn't it?
Oh.
Because like they go around
Basically.
pruning shit, and it's all his pubic hair. So
He's beyond the TVA at this point. Like he's legit. Like I don't even know how to describe that. It's at a point where you stop caring about trying to understand it and you just give
Our
up.
timeline is in his ass.
Yeah,
With the
that's-
ass hair of Loki. That's how shit everything is.
See, it sounds like he's talking shit, but it's a pretty accurate description of what's going on right now. It makes no fucking sense.
So no excitement for Fantastic Four.
Zero.
I hope it's good, but odds are not good.
yes.
So,